Hi, happy Wednesday. How are you all doing? Hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me today. So today I wanted to talk about emotions. Okay. So on my journey, I've been doing a lot of shadow work as well on my journey. So dealing with traumas in my history, dealing with lots of emotions that basically as a person I just stuck in a box, stuck a lid on, but unfortunately that box was my body. So I was just holding on to all these emotions in my body. Anger was quite a big one actually as well. So anger just it seems to have an affiliation with Mercury as well, interestingly. So everything is connected to everything. You kind of find as you start taking this journey. Which brings me on to emotions. So one little trick that I found that I learned to actually check in with what my body is feeling is the 5-finger hold. Okay, so it's really interesting. I've got 5 senses, 5 fingers, but also these fingers are connected to, they also have an affiliations with different body parts as well, different parts of your body. So I'll start off with, sorry if I'm looking at my notes as well. I'm not that good, I can't remember everything. I have to write some things down to jog my memory. So the thumb, okay? So the 5-finger hold. So literally all you've got to do is just hold your thumb for however long you want. It doesn't matter. When you feel like it, you will let go, okay? So you just hold it for as long as you want. So the thumb is to do with worry and anxiety. So the thumb has also got an affiliation with our stomach, our spleen. So if we are worrying a little bit, we'll get headache, we'll get stomach upsets. So that's an indication that you've got a little bit of worry trapped somewhere in your body, in your system. So all we do to literally kind of let go of the anxieties, of the worries, so this is really good one at the moment as well, is just literally throw it away, let that energy go. It's all energy, emotions are all energy, so we can alchemize them and we can change them, so we just let it go. Okay, so that's the worry. So then the next finger I'm going to work on is for fear. So fear, so this finger will have an affiliation on the kidneys, and the bladder, the urinary system. So if you've got kind of like any back pain going on, or you've got cystitis, or so if the kidneys you'll start to, or you're in fear, you'll start to make some kidney stones. So you may be gouty, or you'll start to have aches around your joints, things like that, because the kidney stones have travelled to those joints. You'll know this, so this is your body holding on to fear basically. So your body is letting you know that you are in a fear state. Okay, so the backaches, kidneys. Also as well, you'll get toothache. So your teeth will just start to feel a little bit sensitive as well, because your kidneys have they produce renin, a renin enzyme. So if you're in a fear, if you're feeling fearful, then your kidneys won't be producing renin, and renin is to help produce calcium that basically fills any gaps in that your bones may need filling in. And so pathogens, bacteria, viruses, parasites can creep into these holes in your bones as well, and toxins can also do that too. So the little kidney stones are Mother Nature's beautiful job of just filling in the holes, filling in the gaps for you basically. But unfortunately, if you've got too many kidney stones, they will come out either through your skin, so they'll feel like little pieces of glass or little pieces of stone. They may come out behind the knee, they may come out in the palms of your hands, they may come out in the soles of your feet, they may come out neck. Kidney stones, or gallstones, you can literally get anywhere basically, but they'll work their way out through the skin. So if you have a nice soak in the bath as well, with some Epsom salts or some bentonite clay, is really good for detoxification. The bentonite clay and the water from the bath, even just bath water, will just help soften the skin to draw out some of these stones. So a finger hold, fear. Okay, so we literally just throw it away, let it go, surrender, get rid of it, let go. Okay, so the third one is anger. Go figure if that was, you know, that's a good way to remember it. Giving somebody the bird, you're showing them you're angry, basically. So you'll know if you've got a little bit of anger in your body, because you'll feel mentally fatigued. You'll just feel a little bit mentally drained. So you'll have eye strain as well. So that's another indication that you're mentally strained and you're a little bit angry about something. So your anger finger has also got an affiliation to your liver and your gallbladder. So your liver and your gallbladder are literally located just on your right hand side, just around the rib cage area. So if you're having any aches and pains around that area, you know you've got a little bit of anger in your system, and your liver and your gallbladder are a little bit compromised. They're holding on to anger in your body part. Okay, so you literally again just release it. Next one. So this one is probably really useful kind of at this time as well. So this finger next to your little pinky finger is for grief and sadness. So if we're holding on to a little bit of grief and sadness, you'll feel it in your respiratory system, in your chest, basically. So with kind of like all the winter viruses that are around at the moment, and the C one, I don't think I'm allowed to mention that on YouTube anymore. It can be quite useful just checking in. Am I still in an emotion of grief? Am I still in an emotion of sadness? And you can grieve for not just people, you can grieve for your life changing. You can grieve for a loss of career, a loss of job. You know, grief comes in many forms. Okay, but I always see grief as well as another form of love. So I try and see it that way. So respiratory system. So again, can't throw it away. Last one. So last one is your pinky finger. So the pinky finger basically is regarding fun. Okay. So this is the heart and small intestines. So if you've got any imbalances around the heart and the small intestines, try and have a bit more fun in your life. Your pinky feeling it's saying you need more fun. So this is kind of like the energy of having to, or trying to, or making yourself do something. Basically it's surrender, and just say, I'm not having to do anything anymore. I am choosing, I am giving myself choice to do the things that I love. Yeah, we all have to work, we all have to put food on the table, pay the bills. So we all have to spend some of our time doing the things that we have to, and that's fine. But make sure that you do things that you want to. And again, the percentage, 49% of the time wanting to, 51% having to. I know that probably sounds like, what, 49%? You know, wanting to, and only 51% at work. Yeah, why not? Let's go with it. Why not? We may have to cut our cloth, but do you know what? You may find that certain conditions may go, and it may just suit your body a little bit better. There are some people that are like, you know, will just go on with things, and they're absolutely okay, and they just breathe through things, and that's just how they're made, and that's brilliant. But there are other people who are just more sensitive to things. They're more sensitive to energies, to emotions, to and we're just all so unique and all so different. So what works for one may not work for the other, and that is absolutely fine. But do things that you love doing, that you want to do. So get into that heart space, not the head space. So kind of like, again, look at your lifestyle at the moment and just think, what is it am I having to do with regards to what I'm wanting to do? Am I doing things, am I living from the heart at any time in my life? Or am I just purely living from my head? Which means, I'll let that one go. Which purely means living from the head is about social constraints or social expectations of us. You know, we're expected to be the best at things. We're expected to you know, be thriving in our workspace. We're expected to be super mom and kind of like meant to sweep up, look after the kids, and then put the sex hat in, you know, at the end of the day as well. And some men might be there as well. So I hate to kind of like make that really sexist comment. Sorry there, guys. But yeah, this is how we tend to live our lives. So basically, the body, if your heart's out, small intestines are out, your body is basically telling you, get back to that house space. What do you want to do? You're doing too much of what you're having to do and forcing yourself to do things. You're trying too hard, basically. So that's the 5 finger holds, and that's emotions that potentially we can hold on to in our body. You can do it with the other hand as well, guys. So you know, you can do the whole 10 fingers. Really have a play with that. Really see what you think. Spend the next week playing with that. And if you're tending to hold on to one, so you may not have any symptoms at the moment, or you may not think that you've got any symptoms at the moment. So these things may be that subtle and that low level that you may not even be feeling any symptoms at all. So the good way of kind of like keeping in check with your body is, if kind of like you're holding on to one particular finger a little bit longer than the others, then you know that that's an indication that you've got that particular, you subconsciously got that emotion locked into your body more than the other ones. So this is all about bringing subconscious emotions back to into the conscious level. So what happens is, if we experience any trauma within our lives, our subconscious and our conscious basically separate. It's a natural survival instinct. There's nothing wrong with it. It helps us keep going. So it helps us lock emotions away, so we can still continue, we can still raise children, we can still keep the you know, the human race going. So it's been a beautiful service to us. However, sometimes it gets to the point where it's no longer serves us anymore. So this bringing emotions back into the consciousness is one way of, once it becomes into the consciousness, it's the body can then release it, no longer needs it, it can let go of it. So you'll just feel a little bit lighter on your feet, without carrying these rucksacks full of emotional bricks. And as well, it's kind of like, even if you have got rucksacks of emotional bricks, we've all on a journey. You know, there are some people that it's been their story so long, all these emotions, all this trauma. It's really scary to think, who am I if I don't hold this trauma anymore? But suffering really is a choice. As human beings, we all have the divine right not to suffer. It's just we're unaware of this choice. So bring it into your consciousness. Bring that choice of, it's my divine right to choose not to suffer. I deserve 100% health. So you'd be surprised when you kinesiology people as well, how many people actually subconsciously feel like they don't deserve 100% perfect health. We do. We have the divine right not to suffer. So again, bring this into your consciousness. I deserve 100% health every single day. I deserve to enjoy every second of my day. I deserve the right to choose. So bring all of these beliefs to your forefront, and bring them into your daily lives. There are people that are still on their journeys of trauma, so I please will ask, sometimes when you have got to the end of the path and you're well and you're healed and you know everything's down to you and everything's good again, and you meet people that are still on their journey and they're still at the beginning of their journey and they may have been on it a long time. It's really scary for people to look inward sometimes, because you don't know what you're going to find. Really hard to look at your shadows. Really hard to look at yourself when you are in an emotion of judgment as well. We judge ourselves so harshly sometimes. You know, our inner chatter is, would you say it to an innocent child? I know some of my inner chatter over the years, you know, you just wouldn't say it. But yet I've been saying it to myself for years. So it's kind of Be mindful about how you speak to yourself. Don't force yourself to do things that you simply do not want to do, because what will happen is your body will start to ache, and your muscular system and your tissues will be going one way and your bones will be going the other way, and literally it feels like they are tearing apart. So again, really be mindful of your inner chatter at what you say to yourself. We all have an inner child as well. So be kind to that inner child, reconnect with it every now and again, tell it you love it, tell it you care for it, because that inner child is still, can be in some circumstances, still feeling the trauma that it felt at the time when it was experiencing the trauma. It may be feeling unlovable, it may be feeling guilty, it may be feeling fearful. It's just checking in with that inner child and basically just saying, I forgive you, and I will, not that you have to forgive, you know, yourself for anything really. In fact, ho'oponopono, I'm sorry, I forgive you, thank you, I love you. Okay, really powerful words there to say to yourself, and you can also say it for other family members that are feeling a bit unwell as well. So you can get a little picture out, or you can just picture your family member in your mind and you can say ho'oponopono for your family member. When I've actually done kinesiology with this, it actually releases all those 5 core emotions within those 4 sentences. So ho'oponopono, I'm sorry, I forgive you, thank you, I love you. So I'm going to leave the emotions there this week. See how you go on your journey. For me, those 4 sentences as well were quite powerful for me on my journey to help release a lot of guilt that I had. I didn't even realise I was feeling guilty, a lot of anger that I was holding in. So it really helped me reconnect with how I was feeling, and also to release judgment of myself. And when I've released judgment of myself, I'm also releasing judgment of other people. So there is no judgment there, guys, for whatever part of your journey you're on, or for any of your journey. Okay, so love you all. I'll leave it there. Take care, guys. Speak soon next week, which is going to be about belief systems. Okay, right, take care, guys. Speak next week. See you soon. Have a good week. Bye.